There have been some pretty interesting developments in the world of golf lately. For one, Keegan Bradley has been making headlines. Brooks Koepka has apparently switched sides, and there was a lawsuit against Morrilton Country Club. They promised a car to whoever could pull off a hole-in-one, and wouldn't give it when one man actually did. Today we're giving you the inside scoop. Let's get into it. First off, here's what's going on with Bradley and Fowler. Keegan Bradley is having a pretty good year. 2022 was when he finally got through with his first PGA Tour win in 4 years at the Zozo Championship. Keegan was also in the headlines for another reason. One of his public displays of love stirred up quite the buzz. His wife called him and gave him a little heartwarming speech on how he deserves his win. Well, that's one way to get some extra attention, but we have to admit it was pretty wholesome. Ricky Fowler didn't manage to get the door shut entirely, but he stayed a close second right behind while Keegan continued his quick start to the 2022-2023 season. Fowler has already gotten almost as many FedEx points from 3 events as he did from 22 events from the entire previous season ago. Does that mean he's officially regained his form and gotten back to the way he used to be? Coach Butch Harmon thinks he's 75% there already, considering his reaction to his performance and seeing how he's still included in the new events by the PGA Tour. Having him around seems to be working for golf, and yes, that also means he's still relevant. While Fowler didn't manage to finally finish off his winless drought, he did find victory in the LIV Jeddah event, and this marks his first win since the 2021 Waste Management Phoenix Open, and only his second in over 3 years. Here's some updates on with Brooks Koepka. Everyone could see how his career was in clear decline, and right then, Brooks Koepka bagged an emotional victory at the last individual LIV event of the year. Koepka was one of the most questionable signees with the tour, making a complete 180, which no one saw coming after the US Open. That too after dropping hints that he wanted to stay loyal to the PGA Tour. The reason was a very direct and simple one: tons of money. Even if he didn't really say it publicly, he had previously talked a lot of trash about the upstart league, saying that those who joined were sellouts, and now here he was himself, right with those same people he called sellouts. Turns out there was one more reason he wanted so much cash. For a minute there, he really thought he might be done with golf, because of the surgeries. Recently, one source close to Koepka mentioned that he was really thinking of surgery to fix a torn labrum in his hip. Koepka confirmed that that was true just last week in Saudi Arabia. Hopefully he makes a quick recovery and is back on the golf course soon. Next up, Koepka did well this time. Even though he had a less than stellar period of golf for some time now, you can't say the guy didn't make up for that time. Let's take a look at his prize money. It's $47.5 million, all through both individual and team titles. Even though his reaction was much more sober than Bradley's, he also displayed some emotion for him as he talked about the injuries he'd healed from in recent years. Yes, things definitely seem glamorous on the outside, but there's much more than meets the eye. Koepka also sent a vague message. It meant something along the lines of thanking everyone in his life for his success. Here's how Bradley's putting routine got dissed. In all fairness to Keegan, there are many golfers who are just as difficult to watch on the green, but it's just something about Keegan's purposely clumsy technique that makes it look even worse. Someone asked the question, what would you do if you were coupled with someone who went through the aim point method? An ex-PGA Tour pro, John Peterson, who retired from professional golf some time ago, had the most sensible answer. He said he'd just quit golf all over again. But of course, with his $2.2 million career earnings through the PGA Tour and 99.99% of golfers out there, John would totally try and copy Keegan if it meant he'd also be winning a $2 million check for a week's work. Coming up, here's what else you might have missed. Steve Stricker has racked up a decent number of wins in the PGA Tour Champions. The oldest daughter, Bobby, won the Wisconsin Women's Amateur last year and is currently waiting for second grade at the LPGA Q School. And the youngest daughter, Izzy, is the Wisconsin High School State Champion, in case you didn't know. The mom is an ex-Wisconsin Badger golfer and had been a caddy to her family too. In other words, they would make a pretty tough team to beat for a Mistava. Now, as for Lexi Thompson's drought, it's time to be brutally honest. Yes, she was the winner of the Let Aramco Team Series event in New York on Saturday for her first international win since 2019. But someone who plays that well and has proven themselves in the past shouldn't spend 3 years without one win. At some point, you should just look at your own game and see what's going wrong. But that time is now over, and looks like things are back on track with this win. Hopefully, we'll be seeing much more of that. Moving on, here's the tea on the hole-in-one lawsuit. We wouldn't know how to feel bad for someone who just scored themselves a hole-in-one, but it really sounds like this poor Arkansas man got cheated. Austin Claggett won the 10th hole at the Morrilton Country Club, thinking that with his win, he'd gotten himself a 2022 Ford F-150 4x4 Super Crew, and that is how it was set to be, but was denied his reward because of some missing paperwork as the course didn't have the correct insurance of the local dealer. As the poor dude's attorney put it, the course and the dealership were just trying to weasel their way out of giving him the car. And for now, Claggett has decided to move forward with a lawsuit. Hopefully things work out for him, and he gets what he was promised. After coming to a complete dead end with the dealer and country club, Claggett armed up and filed a lawsuit against both parties, claiming that a contract had been breached. He's not only requesting the truck now, but also attorney fees and court costs. Autoblog contacted Denton and Zachary PLLC LLC, the law firm which is responsible for Claggett's case. Andrew Norwood, his attorney, revealed that since the lawsuit was filed, the dealership retraced their steps and removed their likes from the posts in which it was clearly stated that the car is a prize. Norwood also shared a video in which we see a country club employee dialing up the Ford dealer after the hole-in-one. A person at the store replied, "Oh, don't tell me," and the country club employee answered that yes, that's what happened. Coming up, Norwood gave a statement. Norwood gave the following statement to the KC Star. "This is about doing what is right," Norwood said. "Mr. Claggett lived up to his end of the deal when he got the hole-in-one, and now Morrilton Country Club and J. Hodge Ford of Morrilton want to crawfish out of the deal. If they didn't want to pay up when Mr. Claggett got a hole-in-one, they shouldn't have offered the deal." All of this, if proven true, reflects very badly on both the dealer and the club. The worst thing about the situation is that all this unpleasantness could have been avoided with a simple insurance policy. There's even some companies out there who offer temporary prize indemnity insurance policies to cover organizations and businesses on the off chance that someone actually wins whatever contest there is. While insurance definitely looked like an irrelevant expense up front, for sure it must have been cheaper than whatever legal issues they're about to face. Finally, this was the dealership's reply. The dealership posted a reply to all this on Facebook, claiming that the club had gone rogue with the promotion and the truck was never meant to be a prize, and that the Morrilton Country Club advertised that this was to be a part of a giveaway when it was really just meant to be there for display reasons. Facebook commenters, as you know, are absolutely brutal, and they don't fall for such excuses. A lot of them rightly pointed out that the dealership even liked and was tagged in the club's post in which they claimed that the truck would be a prize for a hole-in-one winner. The country club for now has given no response at all. That's all for today's video. Leave a comment down below and tell us if you think Claggett should be given the prize he was promised. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more movie-related news. We'll see you next time. Bye!